Possibly the most beautiful 8 bars of jazz blues music that I've ever played is this classic from Ray Charles. I'll take you through how to play the chords. I'll also, like physically on the guitar, I'll also go through them one by one. I'll also give you a comprehensive tab. So everything you need to play it. It's Hard Times by Ray Charles. That's the topic of today's video. First I'll do a complete playthrough of the whole piece. Then I'll run through each chord individually, and then I'll put the tab up. The tab's going to detail obviously what's going on with the right hand, so I won't say a lot about my right hand other than I tend to go one finger per string, much like this. So on and so forth. So here's a playthrough. I'm recording 100 videos in 100 days, one every single day. Please do like, comment, share, subscribe. I teach guitar, I teach one-to-one. I also teach a weekly masterclass which works out at about $5 an hour. That's £7 for 2 hours every single week. Consider joining me on Patreon. Links in the description. Thanks so much. Let's get back to it. So I'm doing this in the key of D because I sing it in D and it's the right key for my voice. Ray Charles, 1 fret up, E flat. So just pop a capo on the first flat fret if you want to play along with the original. Starts with a D7, C7, 2 frets up, D7. It's actually a shell voicing. Most of these chords are shell voicings. What I mean by that is there's no fifth. If you want to play jazz blues, just play all your 7th chords without fifth and you're a long way there to your goal. Here's a root. There's a root as well. Major 3rd, flat 7. So this is a G13. If we're not saying major or minor, it's dominant, which means it's a root and it's major, but it has a flat 7. And that's the 6 in the upper octave, which equates to a 13. G13 to an F sharp minor 7. B minor 7. So that's the B, that's the flat 7, that's the flat 3. That's now a B flat, major 7. That's the major 3rd. That's the 7th note in B flat. To an A minor 11. It's the minor 11. That's my go-to substitute for a 7 chord generally. Beautiful. So we've got the root, flat 7, the flat 3, and the 4 in the operative in the upper octave makes it a minor 11. So yeah, from the D7. So you can see the reason this works so well. Ray Charles was just an expert at this. You keep a couple of notes the same. So these two from the D7 are like your anchors for this change. And this is now a G sharp or an A flat. These 3 give us a dominant 7. That's the root, flat 7, major 3rd. And then this here, that's a sharp 11. Just double check that one. Yep. So that's a G sharp. That's a G sharp 7 sharp 11, or an A flat 7 sharp 11, and that's on our way to a G7. So now I'm used to put you'll generally see me pop that there just because force of habit, but I'm not playing that 5th string at all. Okay, so when we look at this dominant 7, just a G7, so I've named it on the tab as a G7 over A flat. I mean, it's an A flat diminished. You may be aware that any chord that's got more than 3 notes has more than one name, or it can have more than one name. So I try and go for the easiest name. Sometimes I might use a slightly more complex name because it's more accurate to the context. I find it a bit of a quagmire, but anyway. G sharp. So that's a G7 over an A flat. And then we've got those 3 chords again. So it's a nice, it happens a couple of times in this song where you've got the D7 to the G13 to the F sharp minor 7. So this is another one where, you see, if I look at this out of context, I just see a root, a flat 7, a flat 3, a 6. I see a minor 6 chord, and I've named it in the tab as a B flat minor 6 or an A sharp minor 6, I'm not sure which. Minor 6, but really, if you look at what's going on, this is an A13, same as the G13, but 2 frets up. So we've got the root, the flat 7, the major 3rd, and the 6th note in the upper register, which makes it 13. So these 2 notes are common between these 2 chords. And functionally, I'd say, both these chords really are A. This is the A, there's the D, so the A is the 5. So it's really 5, both 5 chords. So, I did toy with the idea, but if I try and name this chord in relation to A, which is functionally what it's doing, I've got a flat 2 here, or, flat, do you call it flat 2 or a flat 9, really? So it's like an inversion of a flat 9 with an augmented 5th. I mean, it just started sounding so complicated that I just went, right, okay, minor 6. So minor 6 is the easiest way to understand it and recognise the grip, but functionally, this is part of this chord on its way to. And again, because we've got the 2 notes between those 2, you've got a lovely motion. This is going up a semitone, this is going down a semitone, with these 2 notes staying the same. Back to our D7, and then we've got this lovely D9. So, sorry, A9, apologies, A9. So I use my open A string. If this was anywhere else, I'd be doing it like that, which you probably recognise as that's sort of used a lot in blues and jazz blues. So, but I'm only fingering the upper section, which is actually a minor 7 flat 5, because a 9th chord has a minor 7 flat 5 inside it, so to speak. That's it. That's the chords one by one. And let's give you the tab now.